OpenAI's new confession system teaches models to be honest about bad behaviors. India will no longer require smartphone makers to pre-install its state-run cybersecurity app. And Meta's Oversight Board wants to expand its powers. It's Thursday, December 4th, and here's a quick look at tech in the news this morning from Engadget. OpenAI announced this week that it is working on a framework that will train artificial intelligence models to acknowledge when they've engaged in undesirable behavior, an approach the team calls a confession. Since large language models are often trained to produce the response that seems to be desired, they can become increasingly likely to provide sycophancy or state hallucinations with total confidence. The new training model tries to encourage a secondary response about what it did to arrive at the main answer it provided. Confessions are only judged on honesty, as opposed to the multiple factors that are used to judge main replies, such as helpfulness, accuracy, and compliance. The researchers said their goal is to encourage the model to be forthcoming about what it did, including potentially problematic actions, such as hacking a test, sandbagging, or disobeying instructions. The company said if the model honestly admits to hacking a test, sandbagging, or violating instructions, that admission increases its reward rather than decreasing it. Now, whether you're a fan of Catholicism, Usher, or just a more transparent AI, a system like Confessions could be a useful addition to LLM training. India will no longer require smartphone makers to pre-install the sycophancy security app. After blowback from Apple, Samsung, and opposition leaders, the Narendra Modi government issued a statement saying it has decided not to make the pre-installation mandatory for mobile manufacturers. The app is still available as a voluntary download. India's Ministry of Communications framed the U-turn as a result of strong voluntary adoption. The nation said 14 million users, which is around 1% of the nation's population, have downloaded the app. In a statement sent to Engadget, the Electronic Frontier Foundation celebrated India's reversal. EFF's Civil Liberties Director David Green wrote, "This was a terrible and dangerous idea by the Indian government that lasted 24 hours longer than it ever should have. We thank our colleague organizations in India for promptly opposing it." The Indian government had previously given smartphone makers 90 days to pre-install the sycophancy app on all new phones. They were also required to deliver it to existing devices via software updates. Now, India claims its app exists solely for cybersecurity purposes. It includes tools allowing users to report and lock lost or stolen devices. But privacy advocates warned that it could be used as a government backdoor for mass surveillance. According to the BBC, the app's privacy policy allows it to make and manage calls and send messages. It can access call and message histories, files, photos, and the camera. Reuters reported that industry experts cited Russia as the only known precedent for such a requirement. In August, Vladimir Putin's regime ordered the messenger app Max to be pre-installed on all mobile devices in the country. Like with India's example, experts warned that it could be used for surveillance. On Tuesday, Reuters reported that Apple would not comply with India's order, citing privacy and security concerns. Samsung reportedly followed. Opposition leaders in the Indian government also joined the fray. Meta's Oversight Board is getting ready to tackle a new pain point for Facebook and Instagram users. Now, up to now, users have been able to appeal content moderation decisions related to specific posts to the board, but have not been able to ask the group to intervene in other situations that affect their accounts. Now, that soon could change. The board says that it will weigh in on individual account-level penalties in a pilot next year. The board noted the change in an impact report, recapping its 5-year history and what lies ahead in the year to come. The report said In 2026, our scope expands once more as we pilot the ability to review Meta's decisions, removing and impacting accounts, something that has created ongoing frustration from platform users. It's not clear how this process will work, but if the board plans to take on account-level issues like suspensions, it would be a significant expansion of its purview. In an interview with Engadget, board member Paolo Carrazza said that Meta is expected to refer a case to the board in January that will deal with an account-level issue. The handling of that case will allow the board to explore how it might take on similar cases in the future. The Oversight Board's report hints at another way its influence could potentially expand. It noted that the group's work has made it well-positioned to partner with a range of global tech companies as they navigate issues arising from free speech debates globally. Both Meta and Oversight Board officials have previously floated the idea that other companies might want to take advantage of its expertise. Up to now, most other platforms have had little incentive to do so. But Carrazza says the rise of generative AI has created some new interest from non-Meta affiliated platforms, and that there have been really preliminary conversations with other companies. Carrazza said it feels like quite a different moment now, largely because of generative AI, LLMs, chatbots, and the way that a variety of retail-level users of these technologies are facing a whole new set of challenges and harms that's attracting a lot of scrutiny. We have had conversations in recent months with other tech companies in this space about the possibility that the board might be able to contribute helpful services to them to help navigate some of these really thorny questions. Thanks for listening. There's more tech news at Engadget.com. This episode featured journalism from Anna Washenko, Will Shanklin, and Carissa Bell, and was voiced and produced from the sound studios of Spoken Layer. Enjoy your day, and I'll be back tomorrow morning with more tech news from Engadget.